Hello and welcome back to another YouTube video. My name is Ajas. This is your host from Grow with AI. Let's move on to AI agent workflows. Here we are going to discuss most of the helpful practices which will help us to solve the different use cases for AI agents. Prompt chaining. What is prompt chaining? In order to improve the accuracy, there are different techniques. One of the technique is prompt chaining. There is a whole lot of different concepts around chaining, such as zero shot, prompt chaining, decomposition, chain of thoughts. These are the different concepts from prompt engineering. If you want me to make a video or a series around this, put that into comment section. I will create a series around it. One of the technique from the prompt engineering is prompt chaining. As part of prompt chaining, we break down the complex task into the subtask. Consider the example: you want to prepare a report on climate change. So this is single prompt. We can break down this simple prompt into multiple subtasks. Number one, do the climate change related historical analysis, figure out the different data sources, create the comprehensive report based on whatever data we have gathered so far. And fourth can be prepare the solutions around it. Why do we need a prompt chaining? Reason being, LLMs are not good at broader level task. They need a small chunk of task and they can focus on one task at a time. That's where we need a prompt chaining, and it helps us to improve the accuracy of the output. You see this block diagram. We have in is a query. LLM one call could be with respect to study the historic data. Then output gate is something you can have some sort of quality gate or some process which will just make sure that the LLM one call which will fetch out the data is in accordance with what user is expecting. If that passes, you will move on to another call which will say, based on what data given to you, can you figure out the changes in the trend. Then finally that output passed to LLM call 3, maybe summarize this all data, so and so forth. What we have done is the complex task which is creating a report on climate change, we broken down into smaller chunks. Another workflow is routing. Now why this routing workflow is helpful? There are LLMs in the market such as Cloud Sonnet 3.5 and there is a Haiku. Cloud Sonnet 3.5 is good for answering, you can say, easy to medium level complexity related questions, but Haiku model is something which is built for very advanced complexities, or recently launched O1 by OpenAI. By applying the practice of routing, you can optimize on the cost and time. Another workflow is parallelization. What do we do here? For example, take an agent who does a research on the some company. So what are the different steps are there? An agent might visit to company's page, an agent might read their earning reports, an agent might see the reviews from different users for their product. These three tasks are independent in nature and that can be parallelized, right? So what is the benefit it has? It speeds up the processing overall. So what kind of setup you might have? One agent will return the data on earning reports, another agent will return the data on the reviews from the customers, another agent will return the data from the products of the company. Then all the data from the different agents is aggregated, a manager agent or a boss agent, right? Then it is analyzed, and based on that, final answer will be given to the user. Another workflow is orchestrator workers. In this type of workflow, we have a manager LLM which acts as a guide, and what it does is it breaks down the complex workflows in the smaller chunks in order to achieve the complex objectives. So these subtasks can be done parallelly as per the diagram what you see. Once the result from each subtask is available, then we synthesize it or aggregate it in order to come up with the final output. Another workflow is evaluator optimizer. As part of this workflow, we have first step as evaluation. What you need to do is, once LLM generates particular output, that output is sent to LLM call evaluator. So who is acting as LLM call evaluator? It's another LLM again. It could be a stronger LLM comparatively what the previous LLM was. So consider this LLM could be a small model such as Cloud 3.5, and the evaluator LLM could be someone who is strong in nature, which can solve complex problems. OpenAI O1 or Haiku. This LLM will decide if the quality or the solution generated by the first LLM is in accordance with what is expected. If accepted, it will simply accept the solution, else it will reject and it will add a feedback to enhance it again. This loop will continue until unless the solution is accepted. What are the steps in prompt engineering? First step is you need to clearly define the desired output, including format, length, tone, right? That is step one. Second, context. Provide relevant background information and examples to guide the LLM. That's step two. Step three is constraint, right? Maybe set limitations or rules to ensure the output adheres to specific requirements. Consider you are generating a post for Twitter, and Twitter has some character length restriction, right? 250 or something. So you can say, please generate me tweet on this topic, but it needs to be under 250 characters, so that you can simply copy and paste. Otherwise, you may need to give another prompt to the LLM. Can you shorten it to 250? So there is additional cost. Everything revolves around the prompt. That's where prompt helps, and the prompts can make or break the accuracy of AI agents. So how do you measure a performance of LLMs? Number one, accuracy. How closely does the output match the desired result? Consider you have asked an LLM, can you give me the data of XYZ company in tabular format having these three columns? Check for the answer of the LLM. Is it following the command? Do we have the table and having three columns with whatever details you have asked for? Number two, coherence. Is the output logically structured and well organized? So whatever the data has been given by the LLM, that needs to be a logically correct, right? It cannot be some gibberish which doesn't make sense. Fluency. Does the output read naturally and grammatically correct? Again, that also needs to be readable by the human, not like it is having a lot of mistakes and it's not easy to read. Best practices for LLM workflows. So that's a pretty tricky area. You won't be able to kind of figure that out at the first go. You will have to keep on doing the experimentation. At the beginning, we'll have to try different prompts, different workflows, and different LLMs as well to check if it is satisfying your use case. We'll have to keep on refining the prompts, keep on refining the different workflows. Once if you feel that it is matching the accuracy which we are targeting, then we'll have to also document those prompts. Do share, like and subscribe the video. Thank you.